By the end of today's episode, you will have a decision on where you want to go to college, and I'm not kidding. If you are someone like me who struggles really badly with making decisions, especially life-changing, important, like life-altering decisions, you should watch this video because I was making a TikTok this morning talking about factors that you should consider when you're trying to figure out where you're going to school at. And I was going on and on and on and on and on. And I wasn't even halfway through what I wanted to say before I hit the 10-minute mark, and I just had to post the video. So I made an exact template of what you need to do in order to figure out where you want to go to college and how you're going to make the right decision for yourself, because it's really easy to self-doubt and it's really easy to second guess when there's so many factors involved, not only where you're living for the next 4 years of your life, but finances, opportunities, career. What if you don't know what you want to do with your life? What if you don't even know what you want to study? Like, oh my gosh, that was me. And that's why I'm doing this whole series. And if you haven't figured it out by now, this series is becoming a podcast. I guess this is the soft launch of the podcast. I don't know. I don't have a name for it yet, though. So I can't do all the fun podcasty stuff until I figure out a podcast name. If you are listening to this right now and you hear my name, which is Samara, and you can think of a catchy podcast title that would incorporate Samara somehow. It doesn't even have to incorporate Samara, but like, if you know anything about me, just go stalk me. Get an idea. Please comment below. I suck at naming things. My boyfriend named my dog. You really think I thought of Obi-Wan Kenobi? No, that's way too smart for me. Please think of a podcast name for me, or just give me ideas. I need to get the ball rolling here because I want to start uploading, obviously weekly. I have been doing that. And I need to brand myself. I'm ready to, like, I know every other step I need to take in order to kind of make this somewhat successful. I don't know a name. I suck at naming things. So this is not going to be just a college podcast. The whole point of this is it's my last semester of college. I'm reflecting on college, how I got through it, how you're going to get through it, whatever. That's what this last semester is for. The second I walk across that stage, we're leaving the college stuff behind. That's the plan. We're leaving the college stuff behind, and it's going to turn more into, I don't know, I guess relationship advice was an idea I was throwing around, life advice. I don't know. I have so much to say about everything. I just figured this is like the one time it's forgivable for me to talk about college for an extended period of time. Even then, it's like not forgivable. I've seen what they do to others on Yik Yak. I can only imagine what they do to me. And we'll cross that bridge later. But today, what are we talking about? Today, we are figuring out what college you're going to. We're literally figuring out what college you're going to. You are going to have a decision by the end of this episode. And I wish I could say what this was an episode of. Like I said, don't have a name. Please comment. Anyways, get out a piece of paper. Get out a pen or a pencil. You can erase if you want. You're allowed to do that. We need to figure out deal breakers first. Deal breakers are the number one thing that need to be tackled when it comes to examining the colleges that you got into and figuring out which one you want to go to, okay? Deal breakers are deal breakers. You know, when you date somebody and overlook a deal breaker, what usually happens? You crash and burn. We don't do that with college. Relationships, two-sided. College is one-sided, and it takes a lot of money from you. So we don't want to ignore deal breakers here. All right, let's talk about financial deal breakers. So these are just going to be yes or no's for whatever college that you're examining here. Ask yourself this. If you're doing student loans, take the tuition price. I refuse to graduate with more than, tally up the whole number. Write out the whole number of what that tuition is going to be, okay? It's probably not going to be pretty. Then circle yes or no. Decide, will you take on that much debt after college? Also, do you want to do more education after college? Something else to consider. If the return on investment is strong, are you willing to take a loan for a really expensive school? Yes or no? That's also something to seriously consider because it might sound impressive, but do you need that school to get to your dream career? That's for you to decide. All right, distance. How far do you need to be from home? Are you willing to move across the country? Will you actually be okay if you move across the country? Do you need to be driving distance from home? I feel like it's a huge difference being a plane flight away from home and driving distance away from home. So maybe just figure out what is the deal breaker there. What's the personal deal breaker for you? Do you want to get as far away as possible? Do you want to go to a different country? You might. That's for you to decide. So figure out what that looks like for you. What is your deal breaker there? Environment. Environment's a huge factor. Cloudy climate. Do you want to live in Seattle, Washington? Me personally, I moved to San Diego for a reason. I don't want to be in Seattle, Washington. However, you might love the doom and gloom. Extreme cold. Do you want to move to Boston, Massachusetts? I almost did. But then I realized that one of my deal breakers was an East Coast Boston winter. I could not do it. I had already committed to the school. I couldn't do it though. I couldn't do it. I sat with myself and I had a long talking to with myself. You really think your SoCal ass could survive a Boston winter? Absolutely not. No. Can you handle the heat? Can you take the heat? Do you want that? That's for you to decide. If the climate is a deal breaker, write out those climate deal breakers if you can or can't do it. Campus culture. Do you need to be a part of a sorority or a fraternity? You might. And there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of people will try to shame you for that and say like, oh, don't pick a school based on Greek life. That means don't pick a school based off of like how popular their top sorority is on TikTok, because chances are you're probably not getting into their top sorority if it's TikTok famous, you know? Like, don't pick a school with the... Don't go to Bama with the hopes that you're getting into Zeta, and that's the only reason you go to school. That school. That's what people say when they say don't pick a school based off Greek life. If you want a Greek life school, however, if that's important to you, if you want to be part of that sorority culture and you think you're going to be very regretful if you're not a part of that, or if you don't go to a school that offers that, pick a Greek life school. Pick a Greek life oriented school. There's different levels to it, of course. San Diego State's probably like, and UCSB maybe are the most Greek life-y here, and well, USC as well. I don't know. There's a ton of Greek life everywhere. The Greek life cultures are going to look very different everywhere though. Like in the South, they're going to be diehard Greek life. In California, they're going to be more laid back. Arizona's pretty like a mix between the two, I would say. I don't know. But they're going to look different everywhere. Just research what you want for that, because the cultures within Greek life itself are different based on location. But let's see. And then if your answer is yes, pick what type of Greek life you want. Do you want hardcore Greek life or chill Greek life? Do you want a party school? Do you need to be out of school where you can party at age 18, let's say? Because a lot of people don't realize that not all colleges are party schools, or a lot of people expect that all colleges have parties, and that may be true to an extent, but I definitely had an idea in my head that every school was like San Diego State. It's not. It's not. I've learned that from other friends. Like, it's not that way. Parties are going to look very different. If that's something you want, and like I say, like, no shame in the game. Like, I'm not here to judge you for it. I'm just here to help you figure out what you want out of college. If that's something you want, you need to consider, is this a party school or is it not a party school? Would I personally pick based off of how good the parties are now? But I'm not shaming you if you do. Anyways, do you want a religious environment? Do you want to go to a Christian school? Do you want to go to a Catholic school? That could be something that's really huge to you. That could be a deal breaker. You know, private schools are very expensive, but if it's something that you think you need to remain close to God, or to find, you know, the people that you want to surround yourself with, like, also no shame in that. Make that a priority for yourself, you know? Having that available to you, especially in your environment, is also a really big deal. I will say, I have friends that go to private schools, and they are nowhere near Christian. They're Christian schools, but they're not Christian. They don't attract Christians necessarily. It's also something to consider, just considering how much tuition is at these schools. Mostly every school will have some sort of religious organization that you can be a part of, or community, and you can find those people, and it'll honestly probably be, I would assume, better that way, because it's more watered down to the people who actually truly care and want to join that and want to contribute to that. I don't know, it's just something to consider. If that's a deal breaker for you though, then go to USD. It's gorgeous. So yes or no? This is probably the biggest deal breaker. The school must offer the major that you want, which I think that's a huge deal breaker for people who know exactly what they want to do. But if you're open to it, If you're open to other majors, if you're open to other things, something to ask yourself, maybe not. So now that you've crossed out your deal breaker schools, because like I said, we don't want to deal with any deal breakers here, what we're going to do next, we're going to do it for each individual school that you are looking at. You are going to repeat this process. We are going to be ranking every single possible factor that you should be considering onto a scale of 1 to 10 of how satisfied you are with that situation at that particular school. And we're going to add up all the numbers at the end, and whichever school has the highest score, you should probably go to that one, okay? This is going to be a lot. Bear with me. We're first going to do environmental factors. So, the distance from home. How satisfied are you with your first school we're looking at here and its distance from home? Is it really far and you don't want to be that far from home? Are you hesitant about it? Maybe put a 4 or a 5. Is it close enough to where you can get back if you need to, but far enough to where you're really satisfied and you think you'd like that? Maybe put a 9, okay? How satisfied are you with the climate at this school? For me, with San Diego State, I love the climate. Oh my goodness, I love Southern California. Okay, I'm going to put a 10. I'm going to put a 10 on that. I'd also be putting a 10 on the first one as well, because I'm very satisfied with how close I am to Orange County, but I still feel far enough, you know? How satisfied are you with the city that you would be living in? For me, it would be another 10. No complaints. Love San Diego. But for you, maybe you're looking at like middle of nowhere, Georgia. And maybe you're from LA. How's that going to affect you? Okay? You know, you have to consider these things. Maybe you wouldn't like that city type that much. Maybe there's no city in question. Maybe it's just a school and a ton of land. I don't know. If that's you and you are hesitant, put a 3. Or put whatever number you feel, but that's just what I'd put. Campus size. How satisfied are you with the size of the campus of the school that we're looking at? Look it up. Literally look up square footage. Look up how many buildings there are. Look up the student body size. Put a number 1 to 10. How you feel about it. Okay? Next type of factor we're going to be considering here is the social factor of it all. Okay? Greek life. How satisfied are you with the Greek life at the school if this is something that means something to you? Maybe you're looking at Bama. But Bama Rush kind of scares you. You'd like to be part of Greek life, but you're really scared of that kind of Greek life. Maybe you don't like it. Maybe you put a 6. You do it, you try it, but you're a little terrified. You're a little scared. Maybe you'd be happier with another option on your list. I don't know. Only you do. School spirit, okay? School spirit means a lot to a lot of people, and it's not stupid to rank a school based off how much school spirit it has. I know a lot of people try to make it seem that way, same with the Greek life thing, but school spirit culture within itself, and sports culture, and football culture, basketball culture, whatever the culture is that you care about, it's going to play into a role of how you feel about the school. Like, for me personally, it wasn't the biggest deal in the world. Like, I wasn't even planning on going to a normal people's school. I was going to go to a performing arts school. Didn't happen for me. So I was not prioritizing how good we were at things. So therefore I don't care or get embarrassed when we're not good at stuff. Part of me now, as someone who now likes the NFL though, I wish I could go to football games and have a good time. But the thing about San Diego State football games is people always leave halfway through and there's no school spirit. People just don't know how to be supportive of our team, even if we're doing good, because we've just never been good in recent years. So if you're looking for a good football school to have fun at those games, San Diego State's not going to be the one for you. How satisfied are you with it? Maybe you're looking at a school that doesn't have any sports culture, school spirit culture, none of that, and you want that. Put a 10. Just how do you feel about this particular school spirit? All right. The social scene. How satisfied are you with the social scene at this school? You need to do your research on this one if this is something that means a lot to you, because obviously this isn't going to be on the website. This is not going to be on the school website. This is going to be something that you need to look on TikTok, probably just TikTok, not Instagram. Get a feel for what this looks like. Are there parties at the school? Are there not? Are you happy with that? If you're happy with either of those, put a higher score. Finances. This is, I know nobody's going to want to answer this one, okay? How satisfied are you going to be with the debt after graduation for this school? Are you looking at a school that's 80 grand a year? Maybe you really, really, really love this school, but you really, 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 really don't love that debt. Put a 0. You can put a 0. You're allowed to do that. It's your list. I don't know. How satisfied are you going to be with the return on investment, though? If you do go into debt, how satisfied are you going to be? Are you going to USC? I'd be pretty satisfied with the return on investment for that. I want to go to USC. I was not nearly smart enough for that. But are you going to be satisfied with it? Are you going to be paying a lot, but is it going to be worth it? Are you going to be happy with that number? You might be. That's not a trick question. That came off like it was a trick question. That was not supposed to be a trick question. This next area is for people who know not exactly what they want to do, but what path they want to go down, what they want to study. If you are somebody who does not know what they want to study yet, 1,000 gazillion%, okay, you're just like me. Do not put this on your list. Like, do not incorporate this segment at all whatsoever, because it will screw up your numbers, okay? Only for people who know what they want to study. Our school in question that we're looking at, how well known is this major that you want to study at the school? How are there professors that teach classes that are essential in this major? How are those professors ranked on Rate My Professor? Some things to look into. And after doing this research of how known the school is for this particular major, for this particular program, whatever, after researching all of that for your major, how satisfied are you with the school's, I don't want to say experience with your major, but maybe it is experience with your major. Maybe it's like a newer major and you don't want to be a test subject for how this major is going to run. You're not super satisfied with that. Maybe this major's been around for forever. Maybe you're like gotten to IU business school and you want to do business. Give it a 10. Give it a 10, right? How satisfied are you with the strength of that? I don't know. If all else fails, if you happen to learn that maybe you actually hate the thing that you thought you would want to do for forever after your first semester of classes, and you hit a breaking point and you hit a wall and you're like, well, I really want to switch my major now because I don't know what I'm doing with my life and I hate this. It's possible. It's possible. I'm not saying it'll happen to you, but if it does, how easy is it going to be to switch majors at that school? And how much do you like the other options that they have to offer there? Okay? It's stuff like this you really need to look into. And this is honestly something I wished I looked into for San Diego State, because I wanted to do fashion if nothing else. San Diego State didn't have that. And that would have been something I would have considered before committing to San Diego State. Pick your career backup plans. You never know until you try if you are going to like or not like something. So even if you're so set, just still pick a couple backup plans. You're like, I could see myself doing this, because you just never know. And does that school offer it? How satisfied are you with the options that school has to offer? Scale of 1 to 10. Okay, rank it. Okay, next, everybody's back in the loop here now for our next section. We're going to be doing personal growth, okay? Personal growth and thinking towards the future. And this is not career at all, because that's only half of college. The rest of it is really just stepping into who you are going to become as a person. And a lot of people, I don't think, consider that as a factor as much as they should. Anyways, personal growth potential. Is this school that you're looking at going to shape you as a person in ways that other schools wouldn't? Or are you going to be put in a really different situation in life than you're used to, than you've grown up with, but you're going to like it and you're excited for the way that will challenge you? How satisfied are you with that? Feeling challenged. Maybe you're somebody who likes feeling challenged. Maybe you're somebody who doesn't like feeling challenged. That's okay. We'll still rank it the same here. How satisfied are you with the way you will feel challenged at the school in question? If you're somebody who likes challenge and the school seems like it's going to be challenging, put a 10, okay, if you like that. If you're someone who likes feeling challenged, but this school does not seem like it'll be challenging, put a lower number. If you're someone who doesn't like being challenged and the school seems challenging, lower number. If you're someone who doesn't like challenge and the school isn't going to challenge you, put a higher number. Okay, that was a mouthful. Yeah, do that. Anyways, and the next one, how much does this school align with your future self? And this is hard. This is very, very, very hard to put into a number. I mentioned this briefly in my TikTok that I made earlier today. If you're someone who's very visual like me, and this is more of a girly thing to do, I'm sorry if there's any boys watching this right now. If you're someone like me and you need visuals to envision yourself somewhere and to see is like, does this step into my heart of hearts and like who I want to be and what I want to do and this, that, and the next, I always make a Pinterest board. You always make a Pinterest board. Like, duh. Make Pinterest boards for each of your schools. Honestly, listen to me right now. Pause the video. No, pause the video. Keep playing the video. But listen to me right now. Before you do any of this, apologies if you've already started. Before you continue or before you do any of this, make a Pinterest board of your dream life you would have at each of these schools, in each of these cities, in each of these environments. So you can visualize it first. I really, if you're someone like me, that will really help you as well. Do that first before you do all this. Or just do it after. Maybe do it after. I don't know. But do make a Pinterest board and try to envision yourself in these cities, like romanticize each thing. And the stuff you struggle with romanticizing, put a lower number for the alignment with your future self on this segment of the growth and identity area of this. I can't think of terms right now. I'm so sorry. Because it is a huge deal. It is a huge deal that you can envision these things. And this is honestly stuff I wish I did before I went into college. I just had decided last minute that I wasn't going to pursue performing arts anymore. It was a very, very, very last minute decision because I was just like, I just don't think I'm going to like this. But I'd never taken the steps to really weigh all of these things and figure out all of my options. Granted, I didn't have, like, San Diego State was the absolute best option I had. So, and like, I really don't know how I got into the school. But, so it was like kind of a no-brainer. But it is still stuff I wish I would have balanced a little more and like put more thought into. And so I really encourage you to do this stuff, especially with the future self, because I just look back and as a senior and I just think of how much I've grown throughout college, like how much it's shaped me. Another thing, and I actually want to add another segment in here because this is something that means a lot to me. And this is an optional segment, but this is something that did mean a lot to me. And I like beat the odds at San Diego State for it. But let's put in a dating segment. If this is something that means something to you, we can put in like a dating area in all this. If you don't care about that and you're just like, let whatever happen, you don't have to add this. But this is something I would have liked as well. What's the dating pool going to look like in this city? Are the people in this city going to be dateable? Or maybe there's a bad stereotype. Maybe the men in the city, the women in the city are not husband or wife material. Like, how satisfied are you going to be with the dating scene in the city if you want to date? Scale of 1 to 10. And I mean, there's really no way to know until you do start dating, but just the idea of it, I don't know, look at Reddit, look at, I don't know, there's stuff you can find to figure out how the people are and what they're known for. Even at the school, are you going to a party school? And are you going to be looking for a relationship in college? I would measure both the city and the school because they are two different things for sure. If dating is something that means something to you in college, it's worth adding this in there, but you don't have to. Even if you do want to date in college and you do want to find your person in college, you don't have to add this in there because I went to San Diego State and I found my boyfriend who I've been with for over 2 years now. So anything's possible. I just want to throw that in there if that's something that means something to you, and you can like add more to it too. All of these things you can add more to, but you just have to keep it consistent for each school that you're going to be measuring here. Okay. All right. Now we're going to do some gut feeling We're going to do like a little intuition check, a little gut check. All right, close your eyes and imagine what move-in day looks like. Have you researched any of the dorms yet? Are you excited to move into your dorm? Are you excited to move into the city? How does that feel for you? Imagine what your first class is going to look like. What are you going to be taking? How do you feel about it? How are you going to feel in this particular city, walking to this particular class around these particular people? Your first friend group. What's the first thing that you and your first friend group are going to do off campus? Is it going to be easy for you guys to find plans? Is it going to be hard for you guys to find plans? Are you excited for that? Or are you like, oh, I'm excited to make friends, but oh, what are we going to do? How does that feel? I don't know. Graduation day. When you walk across the stage and get that diploma with that school's name on it, are you happy with that? Just imagine all those things. Sit with it. Imagine it. You don't even have to like write a score down immediately. But take all of those things, bundle them together, and then score it on a scale of 1 to 10. How satisfied is your gut picturing you in those scenarios? You know. Your gut's always telling you. Your gut's always talking to you. You know. Scale of 1 to 10. Put it down. And now it's time to add everything up. You can add it up individually by each individual column. You can add it up by each different section and then do a bigger add up. However you want to add everything up that you just figured out, add it up. And you repeat this process for every school that you're seriously weighing here. And then you should have your first place, your second place, and your third place based off of how you feel about everything that you should be really, truly thinking about measuring in college, okay? When you're deciding. Now, of course, how do you really know? Like, how do you really know? How do you really know that you're making the right decision? I didn't. I just chose. But maybe you're somebody who really needs to know. Okay, what's the tiebreaker test? We're picking between two schools here because you probably got rid of your third one. You probably got rid of the third one, but the first and the second, they're running close, right? Which school? We're just going to do questions, okay? Which school would you regret not choosing the most? San Diego State or, I don't know, Cal State Long Beach? I'm using examples of what I got into. I would regret not choosing San Diego State. Write down San Diego State. Which school excites me the most for personal growth? Cal State Long Beach or San Diego State? I mean, Cal State Long Beach doesn't seem like I'd grow that much because I'd probably just be commuting. San Diego State, I'd be living on my own for the first time. That sounds so exciting. San Diego State. If both costed the same, which one would I pick? Which one did you pick? If they both cost the exact same. San Diego State. If you knew, and this is the biggest question, if you knew that everything was going to be okay, no matter what's going on in your life right now that I don't know, that shouldn't even be weighed in a college decision, but something's going on because we're all human, we're all dealing with stuff. If you knew that everything in your life would be okay, and you knew that everything's going to work itself out, you are going to have a set career path, you are going to figure out what you love and what you can get paid to do that you love. If you knew that everything would work itself out, no matter what, which one would you pick? San Diego State. Sorry, I've been doing that. Which one would you pick? If you had nothing to worry about. I don't know what you deal with in your personal life. I don't know if you're scared of being too far away from home because something's going on. I don't know. These are other factors people need to consider, right? There's so much more, because then there's personal intricacies that I can't even make a spreadsheet for, you know? If you knew everything was going to be okay, though, in your life, you'd find your career, you'd find your passion, you'd find your whatever. You'd find your future husband, your future wife. Everything was going to be okay. Everything would work out. What would you pick? Whichever one of those schools wins the most of those questions, there you go. That's it. That's where you're going. That's where you should go. And I can truly say that. I can confidently say that. There's a lot of stuff to consider. But you have to do what's best for you. And I truly, truly, truly think if you weigh all of these options, think deeply about it for each and apply it to each and every one of your schools that you're looking at, you'll land in the right spot. You'll land in the right spot. Because you literally did. You weighed everything you possibly could. But you also checked in with yourself. If I didn't have a care in the world, what would I pick? If you're still even doubting yourself at this point, you could look in 10 years. Where will you be in life because you went to this school? Or in 10 years, where will you be in life because you went to this school? But I think at this point, you do have an answer. And I'm like wanting to get emotional right now. Like, I have my answer. I want to go to San Diego State. Bitch, you've been here for 4 years. Anyways, you have your answer. You know. And it's scary. But think about it this way. No matter what you choose, you're gonna be scared. You're moving away for the first time. You're starting a whole new life. You're going to be scared. But if you take the steps to truly think deeply into the intricacies of your brain and apply that to each intricacy of the schools that you're looking at, and you find what you want, you are making the right decision. You're making the right decision. I really, really, truly hope this helped somebody. I really do. Because I wish I had thought about this more. I don't think my decision would have changed at all. But I just kind of wish I went through this process more. Like, I had such a feeling towards college because I literally thought I was going to get a singing degree at Berklee College of Music. And that was the plan. And then I woke up one day and I was like, shit, this is not the plan. This actually is not the plan. I can't do that. I can't get a degree in singing. I need this. I can't. So I literally didn't have time to do this sort of thing and think it through. I kind of just decided I was committing to San Diego State. But I really, really hope this helped somebody. I really do. I want you to know that no matter what you choose, everything will work out. God has got you. God has got you. Life always has a funny way of working out. And oh my gosh, I wish I knew how amazing. Okay, I really need to wrap up because my SD card just filled up and I don't know how much I deleted to try to resolve the issue. And I could go on for hours being like, oh my gosh, college has been so much to me and it's changed me so much as a person. I do just want to say though, like, you will make the right decision. You have to trust yourself. You have to trust yourself. Everything will work itself out. God will always put you where you are meant to be in life. God will always put you there. And if God gives you that opportunity to be in your dream spot, do not second guess that. Trust in Him. Trust everything will work out because it will. It always, always does. It always does. I love you so very much. So very much. I've been having the most wonderful time making these. This is my second one. But filming these podcasts and editing them. It's so much easier to edit these, surprisingly. Not even kidding. And editing them and uploading them and then making clips out of them. I've been having so much fun with this. This is going to be a weekly thing. I can like officially say that. I just really need to find a podcast name. Like super bad. So I can start promoting the heck out of this and just try my best to like, I don't know, brand it in a way. But so like I said, if you have any sort of ideas, please drop them below. And if you decided from this video that what school that you want to go to, please comment below. I want to know. I would love to hear if anybody did this and if anybody was able to make a decision out of it. I would love to know. I just really hope this reaches the right people that really need to see this. I wish you the absolute best of luck in your college experience. You are going to have the most wonderful time. And of course, I'm going to be here until I graduate for all the guidance and everything. Oh, be saying hi. For all the guidance and everything that I can possibly provide you. There's a lot more coming. So let me know what you want to see. I have a few ideas of episodes that I'm going to be doing. Let me know what you want to see, though, from me on that. And please subscribe, please like, do all the things. They really do help. They really help so very much. Yeah, I love you so much. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in. I can't wait until I have a name for this podcast. But yeah, I love you. And I'll talk to you next week. Bye.